All right, guys, this is a video about the DJ Vlad and the Boosie situation. So let's go ahead and start the video.
So when I called Boosie, like I said, the fee had always been $25,000. He said, I want $40,000. And I'm like, fam, I can't do $40,000. He's like, well, I'll go as low as 35. And I'm like, man, listen, I might be able to do 30 after I run the numbers, but 35 is definitely out of the question. So I went back and I looked through the last, 5 or 6 interviews, and the profit margin on each of these interviews was around $10,000. I showed him the numbers. I sent him a spreadsheet showing him my back-end numbers. And I'm like, bro, the most I could do is 25. You're looking at about maybe a 10, 15% decrease in views, which means a 10 to 15% decrease in revenue, as you know, but you're asking for a 40% increase in appearance fee.
I mean, Boosie could ask for what he wants, but Vlad is going to do everything as numbers, right? And I know Boosie said he's going to start his own and he's going to, do his own thing. The thing with that is Vlad already has the built-in subscribers, right? So it's Boosie can get there. It's just going to take some time. And if he's willing to grind it out and take that time, that's cool. But I get what Vlad is saying. Everything is dollars and cents. And if it doesn't...
See, it goes back to Ari Spears' situation. I know Boosie got a lot of stuff going on as far as he has quite a bit of investments. But, Aries, he never owned a business. He doesn't even have a business, so he wouldn't understand. None of these guys understand how YouTube's work. He's literally getting paid from YouTube. So he has to make, if you're a YouTuber, you guys know how it goes. If you're not a YouTuber, pretty much, you get paid off of so many views. I think it starts like at 1,000 views, and then it depends on how long the videos are. They don't count shorts. But you get so many thousands of views, and they pay you per 1,000 of views. And depending on how long your videos are, like if you have one video right now, you get 5,000 views. That, depending on how long that video is, it'll be different from your next video. So your first video may be an hour long. You get 10,000 views. Okay, you have another video, you get 20,000 views, but your video is only 10 minutes long. So the pay will be different. That's how YouTube works. So pretty much the more views you get, the more you get paid. But since Vlad has to pay himself, I don't know if he owns that building or rents it, but he has to pay light bill, insurance, all that crap, and then I don't know how many employees he do have. I know he has one. He has to pay that person. The dude got to live his life, right? So that's just how that goes. So I'm going to say this right now. If I'm getting paid 25 grand to do an interview, and they only come like once a year, Vlad did mention he only come like once a year to do the video or whatever. If he gets 25 grand, if I get 25 grand to do it, I'm just going to do the interview and then be done with it. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with asking for a raise, but if I ask for a raise and then, let's just say Vlad, for example, say, hey, man, how much you looking to get? I'm like, well, how much can I get? I don't know. You got to tell me. But as far as, you see in the interview, Boosie throwing different numbers, but Vlad literally said he was paying the guy 25 grand. He wanted 40. Nah. So nah. I don't know if I were to come to, hey, Vlad, I want to raise. Vlad, like I said, he did that with Aries. Okay, well, let me go home and let me see what the numbers looking like, and I'll let you know. All right, like, hey, AMA, I can give you a raise, but I'm only able to get you an extra 1,000 or maybe 2. All right, cool, because I understand how YouTube works. But at the end of the day, it's like, bro, that's probably the easiest, that is the easiest money you ever made, that you will ever make. So the simple fact that the guy's giving you 25 grand and you want to raise, but of course he don't know how YouTube works. He's just throwing out some random numbers. Like, bro, you asking this man to pay you like I guess you about to go do a show or something. Nah, like the man said the most he can do is 25. He said he probably can do 30 maybe, but he went back and checked his numbers and said, man, all I can do is 25 because as you can, if you heard in the video, the man said the views are dropping. So like he said before, like, years ago in one of his videos about the pay, he's like, everybody wants me to give them all the money in the world. So, when I'm up, they with me. But when I'm down, I'm by myself. There you go. So now that the views are dropping, because, that's letting you know that the viewers, they looking for somebody else. Now, maybe it has something to do with him not being on there as much, or maybe they're getting tired of him. But at the end of the day, the views dropping is letting him know, hey, Vlad. His viewers are like basically saying, hey, Vlad, you need to get another guest. So we starting to get tired of Boosie. That's all. That's pretty much what they're what what the stats are saying. They getting tired of him because his views are dropping. They getting tired of him. So that Vlad already know he didn't say it. I respect for him, but that's basically letting Vlad know that you need to go ahead and get you another host because they getting tired of Boosie. So, of course, when everything's going great, oh, I want more money. Okay, Vlad, all right, cool. But when stuff is not going great, you don't hear them say, "Oh, Vlad, take some money out my pocket, man. I know the views ain't what it used to be." Nobody ever says that, so I understand what he's saying. It's just business, but they don't understand it. The fact that Boosie's going to do his own podcast, he's going to make his own podcast. It's great, but like I said before, it's not easy. But I'm gonna say this: if you have a team behind you, oh yeah, you can do very well with that. Because remember, Vlad started this years ago, and he was a nobody. And then as time went on, he built up his name and recognition in his channel. But somebody like that's already popular like Boosie, he can do that. He just need to have a team behind him that's going to actually push his channel for it to really grow. So since he's already a household name, he don't have to wait 10, 15 years to get 1 million subscribers and then like that. No. He knows a lot of people. He's famous. He just needs to get the right team behind him to build his channel, and then he'll be okay. But if he gonna do that by himself and think he gonna figure everything out, nah. He at that point he gonna get tired of because I'm gonna say this: a lot of them people, they want to move fast. Everybody wants to get from the finish line, to the starting line to the finish line overnight. So somebody like him, I'm not saying he's not impatient, but he gonna see how hard it is. That grind's gonna be a slow, long grind if he's doing everything by himself, especially if you don't know what to do. Most likely he'll end up giving up like along the way. He's like, man, this ain't working out, forget it. All he has to do is get him a good team behind him that's gonna push his channel, and he'll get there. He'll get a couple hundred. He might get 1 million within a year because he's already a household name. He just needs a good team that's gonna push his channel. That's all it is to it. But if he do it by himself, it's gonna be extremely hard. But if he pay people that's gonna build it up, it won't be so hard, and he'll get the subscribers real quick. But that's just what it is. Like I say, if he's gonna do it for real. That's all I'm saying. I don't want people to come in and think, oh, it's some easy money, and then they find the hard way, like, man, this ain't what it is, and they quitting. It's like, nah, if you're gonna do it for real. Let's get the right people behind you. They know what they're doing. That's gonna get you right, and that way you can go ahead and have a successful channel. So
it makes sense. I'm not gonna pay for it. I need a return on my investment.
MV. Because first let's listen to Boosie, the original the audio that made Vlad even drop that response.
I ain't do Vlad no more. We couldn't come up with a agreement. He ain't want to pay me. I wanted $5,000 more than he wanted to pay me. I think I'm gonna make more money doing it this way. And I'm editing my interview now.
Yeah, and I think he will make more money than his situation with Vlad. It's just gonna take some time. But Vlad has the built-in subscribers already. So it's not just one place. Like Vlad is TikTok, he's
everywhere.
YouTube, he's Instagram, he's X, he's Snapchat. He filters his stuff on all those platforms, which he has millions of followers, and he has a business doing it. Yes, Boosie will get there with it. I just think it's gonna take some time.
Vlad been doing this for a long time, and although everybody knows Boosie, he has a big platform by himself, but it people need to want to hear him talk about whatever he's gonna do. You got to build that up, like Emmy said.
Yeah, like just Hilarious said, you got to have something people want. You just can't. Oh, I'm Boosie. I got the podcast. Send me money. Nah, you gotta have interesting topics. You gotta have interesting people come in. That's the thing too. If Vlad would just literally have his channel of him just being interviewed, it wouldn't do so good. Now I know he got a lot of stories. He been in the hip hop era and stuff like that. But if you were to have this Vlad being interviewing himself every single day, or how many times he drop a video, you wouldn't. The whole part of about Vlad TV is he's interviewing people, and then it's not necessarily the people he's interviewing. People like the interaction he has with his actual host, with his guests. That's the magic. That's where the magic happens. But if Vlad were to sit in front of the camera and then people, just being interviewed every single time he do a video, his channel will die. Same thing with Boosie. Boosie think that, okay, I'm just gonna sit in front of the camera and then have people ask me questions and then I'm gonna blow up. It won't work that way. If you're gonna have a podcast, you actually have to have people to interview, and you got to have a great interaction. You got to have a great chemistry with people. You got to know how to have a conversation about this online. It's like, hey, you think Boosie is gonna podcast is gonna work out. I'm like, he has an opportunity because he's a household name. He has an opportunity to have a successful podcast. And then the follow up question was like, okay, well, do you think he's a good interviewer? And I quickly said, no, he's not. I said, he's the kind of guy that you interview. So that's why it's so important to where Boosie can't just stay in front of the camera like, oh, I'm just gonna get people to ask me a whole lot of questions and they're gonna send me money. Nah, man, you gotta actually have people on your show. That's how his show will blow up. Because unlike DJ Envy, even though he started, unlike Vlad, he literally started from the bottom. Boosie, because of his fame and notoriety, he has a head start. So I'm gonna say this too: when Academics was interviewing Vlad about the Aries situation, whatever, he brought up Boosie. He said, hey, Boosie got he started his own podcast channel. Man, when I said Vlad was so scared when he told him that, he was like, huh? Oh yeah, he do? And he said, yeah. He said, check it out. And then, Vlad, he subscribed to his Patreon. However, it's a paywall that's how Boosie got it set up. And he was like, yeah, he got potential, but he did get nervous when Academics brought that up to him. Boosie has a head start because, again, he's a household name. So all he has to do is just get a team behind him that knows what he's doing, knows what they're doing to push his channel, and he's gonna do great. But he has to have guests on there. He ain't gonna make it. I don't care how much people like him, but he just can't just be doing interviews of himself every single time. You got to invite people. So many people. You got to start inviting people over. He got to start, this being an interviewer. You start talking, start having good conversations. He has to do that. It's no shortcut with it. He already has a leg up because everybody knows who he is. If he just gets him a good team behind him and start bringing in people, and then that's the thing too. Everybody not gonna learn know everything. Like Vlad, when he first started, I'm pretty sure he didn't ask the right question or whatever. But he's been doing it for so long, he developed that skill. Same thing with Boots. I'm not saying he needs to know how to be a commentator by any means right now. No, but as he can continue dropping videos, he'll pick that up. He'll develop that skill on how to interview people. That just comes with the game. So that's all he needs to do. But it's going to still take time, but it won't take as long as Vlad because he was a nobody when he started, unlike somebody like Boosie. Like if Dwayne The Rock Johnson right now starts a podcast, he automatically get like 1 million subscribers because it's what it is. He's a world, everybody knows who he is. He's a popular guy, and he just needs a team still to push his channel, and then he'll just get more views and more subscribers. This is how it works. He's got to invest into his business. If you're gonna treat it like a business, treat it like a business. That's all.
But don't you guys think though, like just from a cultural perspective, right? Like the Boosie Vlad interviews have now become a part of
thing.
Like, yeah, like it's like such a thing. So for me, looking at it, I understand what Vlad is saying, but this kind of reminds me of that Marlon Wayans situation. I just feel like culturally, right? Like people want to hear from Boosie. Vlad has the platform. They have the relationship. Is the 5K really like you couldn't be like, all right, I understand the 5K, even though we're not making it here. And maybe y'all alter how you do the content because you're doing it so much. Because like I was looking at Boosie's when he did that the Boosie Town tour where he took you through all of the estate that he has or whatever.
Yep.
That was a year ago. That was 1.8 million. But since then, everything's not hitting 1 million plus views, but it's very consistent. And I just don't feel like it's worth completely being like, no, I'm not doing this no more.
He'll just find the new artist that he can talk to. That's going to be like, it's the truth. He'll find the new artist that will be able to talk real and be able to say the foul-ish and talk left and be funny. He'll try to find that new artist. It's like,
at the end of the day, like I tell you guys before, you can't be funny forever. You can't be an athlete forever. At some point in time, you got to hang it up, right? So by Vlad mentioning when he checked the analytics, he noticed that Boosie views were going down. Now, no more. It's just a matter of time. This is what it is. I know a lot of people be going crazy for 50 Cent, but put 50 Cent, interview him day in and day out, or week in and week out. At some point in time, people will lose interest because that's the thing about it. Even though Boosie don't get interviewed all the time, like they do it like once a year or something, but Vlad will chop up all the videos and stuff like that and spread all through all the other platforms. So people, they get so much of them off of one video. At some point in time, people just gonna get tired of it. This is what it is. So you can be that person who rarely gets interviewed and, who doesn't get interviewed, and then you do one interview from like, I don't know, like CNN or something, it goes crazy. But like Dave Chappelle, a lot of people love Dave Chappelle. But if you were to interview Dave Chappelle every week, at some point in time, you're gonna get tired of him. This is what it is. Cause he's been overexposed, but as time go on, it's just stuff changed, right? So, this is what it is. But he has the ability, if he's gonna do it right, he can really blow up in this industry. But, at the end of the day, he can do both. What's wrong with doing both? Like, okay, I want to start my own podcast. That's cool, but you still can go on Vlad and still get your 25K. So instead of you going on Vlad and getting that easy money, you want to just stop that stream of income and then do your own thing. I tell you guys all the time, it's like, if you got a job that's just not destroying you mentally or physically, and if you have no time to make more money doing something else, then do it. It's like quitting your job because you found another source of income. It's like, if you enjoy doing your job, then just do both. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you got to work 15s and nothing like that. I'm not saying that, but if it's only going to take you like a couple hours a day to make more money, extra couple $100 or whatever, and you still have a full-time job, just do it. Well, I don't know why people that's weird. If you ask any logical person, they don't even have to be a businessman or woman. Just ask any logical person what would they do. Oh yeah, man, I'm getting interviewed. They give me 25K just to talk for a couple hours. You think they're gonna quit their job? Like, no, I'm gonna still keep my job, and it's only 25K. It's a lot, but I'm only getting interviewed like once, twice a year. You know what I mean? So it's just like that. So for him getting upset, I understand he's upset, but Vlad told him, like, if he can pay him, he pay him. I'm pretty sure he's the only guy that gets 25K. I mean, outside of Tekashi, but that's like a one-off. But anybody who's recurring, who's coming on a regular, he's not paying nobody else that much money. He's not. So for you just to get upset because he didn't want to give you an extra 40,000 on top of the 25, even though he said you wanted 5, but at the beginning the man said you wanted 40, and he said the best he can do is 25, so you can't give him a raise. And then he got upset and said, "Okay, I'm not gonna come no more." That's crazy. That wouldn't have been me. I would still been going on the shows. Still, if you want to do your own podcast, cool. Go ahead and get in your pocket. Now you got Vlad coming on your stuff. So now, you know what I'm saying? It's like one hand washes the other. That's pretty much what it is. But I don't know. I mean, the guy's set in his ways, so apparently he ain't gonna go back. I don't know. Me, I would have kept doing it. I just would have. If you felt that bad about it, I would have still kept doing the shows because the interviews, because I'm getting 25K. It's easy money, and I would have just been working on my own thing on the side. That's how I would have went out. But maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But as far as Boosie, I know everybody got their own way of thinking, but he messed up. But just like Aries messed up, Boosie really messed up. He was getting 25, and Aries only getting 4K. So then the only difference is, I guess if you really look at it, since Aries, he literally go there like I don't know how many times a week. I mean a month. So he will make more than Boosie, because since Boosie only go like one time a year, something like that, and Aries, he's gonna make more because he goes there on a regular. So every time he go, he getting 4K. So do the math on that. If he go every week, that's $16,000 a month. But if he not going every month, let's say he's going twice a month, that's $8,000 a month, man. Easy money. And they people just find a way to mess it up. So Boosie, I don't agree with him whatsoever. He messed up big time. So if anything, unlike Aries, Boosie can easily just fix it. All you gotta do is go back and say, nah, man, whatever. I'll just keep going with the program. Get your 25K, and then after you get through, go ahead and work on your podcast. So I would, but some people just don't understand because they so set in their ways. That's why they say it's better for you to invest into the youth instead of the adults, because it's hard for you to fix a broken adult compared to a child because they still developing. So, but he messed up. They both messed up. But I would have took that money, worked on my podcast on the side, and kept it pushing. But that's just me.
It's like any other business. If iHeart gets rid of somebody today, they're just gonna find a new person. That's all it is. This is a business at the end of the day. People look at it, even though it is YouTube, it's interviews, and it's TikTok, it's still a business. Vlad still has to pay his bills. Boosie has to pay his bills. And I hope it works out, for both of them.
All right, man, that's it. So what you guys think about the video, let me know down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You can donate to my cash. I really appreciate you. But I believe they both messed up. But unlike Aries, Boosie, he can easily go back and get to 25K and just keep doing the interviews. But like Vlad said, hey, man, his views are dropping. So when you start seeing that, You can still come on the show, but he gonna have to drop the pay. And even still, I will still get back. I'll still go to the show. I mean, because you got 25. If anything, he probably take out 5. That's 20K. It's like I'm still gonna go. So I don't know, man. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with asking for, you know, for a raise. But if he can't justify that, he's not gonna give you a raise. It's just that simple. So, but you know, anyway. Until next time.